Good morning, welcome to morning review on Tuesday the 2nd of February. Okay, so looking at the euro dollar first, and basically you see this yesterday euro once again it bounced off this trend line in this tight old wedge it's sitting in, and well, recovered about 2/3 of the route and now sitting middling effectively. 4-hourly perspective, well, yeah, it's pushed on. There's not much to say here apart from, well, daily pivot's below, so would potentially expect this to roll a bit. Looking at the RSI, when we put the new high in, it was dipped a bit lower, bit of divergency sort of move there. So again, could point to the downside. We do have plenty of support, 21s, 100 before then, but there could be an opportunity perhaps on the break of the 21s rather than a straight line underneath there. Okay, that's the euro pretty much. Not much else to say there. Cable, well, cable had a huge day yesterday relatively. Pushed up, broke through the daily 21, so it does err towards the bullish side now. It's sort of erred around it and then giving it back every other day. So if the pattern was right, we'd be down today. At the moment it's still, well, it's putting in a sort of flaggy pattern on the 4-hourlies. It could come off some more. It's got this daily pivot just below these 21s, so it could roll over some more. And if it does start rolling, I'll just be watching it because of its recent behavior. It may run off towards the 34s, maybe 15, then S1. So just watch it. We'll watch that carefully. In terms of the trend, really, we'll really probably feel too comfortable till it breaks this sort of more upper trend here. Although there may be opportunities to get long before then to the upside. Target then would be most likely the R1, but you're sort of really scratching out to what was the previous sort of resistance support, and there wasn't anything nearby here. It just came down almost day after day. So if it starts moving on, it could be coming up at that daily 34 at some point at 145.61. So that would just be on its route. Okay, that's the pound. Dollar yen. Yen gave back a lot through late session there. Against the dollar, it's pushing back up on Friday. Yesterday saw almost a bearish Harami sort of pattern, and we've seen a bit of a continuation of that so far. Now we've still got weekly and monthly pivots below. There is a possibility that we could see a continuation of that move. It's very sort of rounded at the top here. Often we see these rounded patterns, they do roll over a bit more. So there's the possibility this could run off some more. It has now though got just a bit of it's got its daily pivot here, then you've got the weekly and the monthly below. So just watching how this runs. Maybe trend line across the tops of these here. Very aggressive sort of move back to the pivot. Personally, I'll be standing aside and watching this with those 20s, 21 moving averages, etc., all sitting there. But it may give a sell point into that pivot back for the weekly and monthly sort of targets. Aussie dollar. Well, there's no significant change to any plans in the Reserve Bank of Australia, so no real significant moves overnight really. We've just seen a continuation of this move up until yesterday. It's holding up even better, even though it had a doji bar the day before. Lower high here. If it takes out these lows, I'd have to be looking at the bearish side of things. It's already caught its daily pivots, and there's not much for it to do here in terms of from that perspective. So where to? Well, rallies, I'd be looking into yesterday's highs. We start seeing it put in the bottom here. Alternatively, it's almost down to that S1 already, and we could just see it just rolling back and continue back towards that 200. But hourly 200. not particularly clear to me at the moment. Talking of which, we saw oil. Actually, just quickly look at oil yesterday. We came back down towards the $30 barrel. This could continue, and if it does, well, there's no reason why it won't really in some respects. We had the rally built up on, well, comments and potential meetings which are not being agreed to. So, but any talk like that, you've seen what it will do in the market. It will give a decent rally. Well, really looking at the Canadian dollar, it's so close to its daily 50, you'd expect it to get down there and tap on a door there. It's continued putting lower highs in, lower lows. So really, that's the route it looks like it may well continue, although I don't really like being on the short side of it personally, because its weakness and its correlation with oil and oil coming off. Well, I would expect the Canadian dollar to be pushing up at some point. It's probably it's behind the loop a little bit now. There is obviously some strength in the currency overall, which sort of at the moment, and it may be just a bit of dollar weakness coming through when we're looking at some of the other markets. So Canadian dollar, it's already, I mean, it's pretty close to its R1. It may just carry on shoving up towards yesterday's highs. Maybe that weekly pivot, which sits above us there at 140.80 sort of area, and then eventually over the next day or so we may get back to the monthly pivot. So I'm more bullish than bearish on it, but there's no real setups at the moment. Right, that's pretty much it for me. News-wise today, I've already had the Reserve Bank of Australia come out with the rates, interest rates staying the same there, base rates should I say. From that onwards, we've got construction PMI out today. It's one of them. It's of the three PMI figures. It's generally gives us the lower reaction, but you can barely see any reactions in these markets at the moment with these PMI figures. They've really softened lately, but we'll see how we get on there. And then what else we got then? That's pretty much it actually in terms of significant news, because the rest of the news is all lower. We've got FOMC member George speaking at 6 o'clock this evening. That's about it. So some European unemployment data coming out at 10 o'clock, but not much significant in the way of news there. So we're down to the technicals today mainly. So I wish you a great day. Bye for now.